Good morning, Cedar Park. Today is Thursday, April 20th, 2023, and it's a B-Day.
Find out what happened at last night's highest for our theater department.
Plus, what you need to know about Eid al-Fitr and how Muslims around the community are celebrating.
A look at CPT 1 week from launch and an all-new TiVo Spotlight. Turn it up because the Wolfcast starts now. Good morning, Cedar Park, and welcome back. I'm Kason Johnson. I'm here this morning with Maddie Cooper and Reed Cummins.
As Ramadan comes to a close, many Muslims are excited to celebrate Eid.
Reporter Neha Khan has more.
Thanks, guys. Eid al-Fitr is a Muslim holiday that celebrates the end of Ramadan. Eid al-Fitr, also known as the Festival of Sweets, marks the end of the fasting month, beginning when the crescent moon is first sighted. Once the moon has been spotted, Eid begins the next day. Many Muslims take the time during Eid to meet with friends and family to celebrate.
On the day of Eid, people celebrate by dressing up really well, smelling good, and exchanging gifts with people, giving little gifts to kids, coming together for prayer, and also by glorifying and declaring the greatness of God on the day of Eid. Eid al-Fitr celebrates the ending of the period of fasting, the month of Ramadan, and because this is a time when the Muslims engage in a lot of worship and they come closer to God, so Eid al-Fitr is a time when that period of worship ends and it's a time of celebration.
But what is Ramadan? Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, and Muslims all over the world observe a month of fasting, prayer, and reflection. During this month, Muslims get up early in the morning at dawn and eat a meal called sehri. Then they do the first prayer of the day and continue on with their usual activities. People don't eat and drink during the day and break their fast with the iftari meal at sunset. Throughout the day, Muslims pray 5 times and read the Quran.
First off, Assalamu alaikum. My neighbors, my families, my family friends, and all Ummat Muslimah. And then Ramzan, is like you feel patience first, and you feel other people's, they have people's hungry, and eat every day, and 1 month, only 1 month, but you feel so bad. Other people's, that people know food, nothing, and only you have 1 month. That's patience. God say you have patience and you help other people's. You have money, you have food, you help other people's.
Many Muslims offer a prayer at the mosque on the day of Eid. Also around this holiday, Muslims take the time to donate money to charity instead of consistently throughout Ramadan. After the prayer, Muslims dress up in fancy traditional clothing, and some women adorn their hands and feet with mehndi. People gather together to eat and spend time with one another. It's tradition during this holiday to give presents and money to each other as a reward for completing a month of fasting. In some areas of the world, people light fireworks and sparklers in celebration of Eid. While many Muslims have many unique traditions, one thing always remains the same, that people take this time to give thanks to Allah and celebrate with their loved ones. The celebrations of Eid will begin tomorrow.
Thanks, Neha. The theater department attended the Heller Awards for Young Artists last night after receiving 5 nominations for their musical, Big Fish. Taking place downtown at the Long Center, the Heller Awards invites schools from the greater Austin area to be judged on their school's musical for the opportunity to be nominated for awards. CPHS was nominated for Best Choreography, Best Musical Direction, Kira Griffin for Best Featured Ensemble Performer, and Brady Allen and Aiden Cox for Best Male Lead Performer. Individually nominated and select ensemble students got the chance to perform at the Long Center stage.
You never really get to be a part of something this big as a high schooler.
This is true. It's a very business-like, broad, wide-scale Broadway-like production, and it's really cool to see the background workings of it. I'm in the finale number, and it's really awesome to be backstage and see how big those wings are and see this entire audience roaring at you of like 2,000 people. It's awesome.
We are so proud of our theater department and their dedication to this program.
Coming up on Thursday, Cedar Park Tonight, is our annual Variety and Talent Show. Our very own broadcast program has been hosting this variety show since 2017 and has segments including Hot Ones, Speak Out, performances from the celebrities, choir, theater, and a brand new talent show portion. Here's Abby Martinez with more info.
So this year for CPT, we are also making it a talent show. So there's going to be a few different talent acts sprinkled throughout the show, and there'll be judges, and there'll be a winner at the end. So it's super fun just to showcase as many students as we can, because it is just showing what Cedar Park is all about.
Tickets are also sold for $10 on the Broadcast Booster website, cphsbroadcast.com, or at the door. And make sure to come out to the PAC next Thursday, April 27th at 7 p.m.
Thanks, Reed. Now let's go to Ilyana Tangarova with this morning's brief right after the break.
Good morning, Cedar Park. I'm Ilyana Tangarova with this morning's brief. First, an update on the Sweet 16 Alabama shooting. The 20-year-old and two teenage brothers were taken into custody on charges of reckless murder. The 20-year-old, Wilson Lamar Hill Jr., was charged with 4 counts of murder. The teen brothers, a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old, were taken into custody and are being charged as adults. Yesterday, officials stated that 4 people remain hospitalized and in critical condition. Next, the Supreme Court has extended access to the abortion pill to Friday. The court is now dealing with a new abortion controversy less than a year after Roe v. Wade was overturned. The judges had given themselves a Wednesday evening deadline in a fast-moving case from Texas in which abortion opponents are seeking to roll back FDA approval of mifepristone, which is used as the most common method of abortion in the U.S. However, Justice Samuel Alito issued a one-sentence order giving the court more time and indicating it expects to act by Friday night. He did not provide a reason as to why. Lastly, singer Frank Ocean has dropped out of headlining for Coachella Week 2. After a controversial concert for the music festival's first week, Ocean will no longer be performing. Fans were aggravated with him as expectations ran high but were disappointed for his first live performance in 6 years. Ocean came out almost an hour late, lip-synced to most of his songs, cut off the concert early, and was barely visible when performing. This has caused much backlash, and the festival announced that he will be replaced by the band Blink-182 for the second week of Coachella. So what do you think of Frank Ocean's actions?
I think one of our technical directors
very upset.
is very upset about this.
He's really mad about it.
But I mean, did you hear they got fined $117,000 for breaking curfew?
Yeah, they ran past curfew.
Yes, curfew
And
at 1
apparently
a.m.
that's like a big no-no. So they fined them all. They fined
I just
Coachella,
want
the
to know,
company.
like, exactly what was going on in his life that, like,
I don't think he had an injury.
He broke his leg.
Supposedly he
Supposedly.
broke his leg.
Yeah,
and
not
get him
only
on the
was
show
he an
and ask
hour
him.
late, but also he was barely performing the whole show, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you could barely see him on the stage, and I just think that, you know, if you're going to be headlining a concert as big as
You're
Coachella,
supposed to show up.
you know, you're supposed to show up and show out. I guess, I don't know. It was just a little bit disappointing.
That actually sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
Thanks, Ilyana. Up next is a new edition of T-Wolf Spotlight with Carver and Luca, but first, these announcements.
Supercast on Killington, and I'm here with Luca with football player. Yep. How are you today, Luca?
I'm good. Had practice this morning, bright and early, but I mean, better now that I'm here with you.
With spring ball season starting up again, how do you manage to balance practices as well as schoolwork?
I would say I'm probably not the best person to ask because I'm not very good at balancing it, but I try to get most of my work done in school so I can have other my out of school time for myself and just football and anything that comes with that.
What made you choose to play football in the first place?
So my whole family growing up in Indiana was a basketball family, and I didn't really want to be like everybody else in my family, so I just picked the best sport, and it was football.
Okay. Is there a specific person you look up to, and when playing football, why?
So I have one NFL player that I looked up to. His name was Cam Newton. I really liked how he carried himself and his swag, and he's my favorite player of all time. And then in Indiana, there was a kid named Kyle Norris when I was growing up. He was a good family friend, and I also looked up to him playing football.
Okay. When can we see you play again in the future?
May 17th or 18th, I'm not sure which one. We have our spring game. It's our seniors' last spring game, and that's when you'll be able to see me next. Everybody should come out and support. It'll be a fun time.
Anything else you want to add?
Just shout out the football team next year. Everybody come out and support. We're looking for big crowds this year, and I mean, that's all I got.
All right. And that's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you, Luca.
Thank you,
I'm
guys.
coming down. Back to you guys.
That's all we have for you all today. Thank you for taking time to join us during your day. And you can catch anything you missed and more on our Twitter or YouTube at CPHS News.
Tune in tomorrow as we cover the celebrities' upcoming spring show and an all-new weekend destinations and sports report.
And don't forget to follow our dedicated sports Twitter at CPHS Sports for updates during the games. With CPHS News, I'm Reed Cummins.
I'm Maddie Cooper.
And I'm Kason Johnson. Remember to make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.